right, welcome. Super excited to have you all on here tonight. Wow, what a fabulous night that we are all in for. I'm super excited. Welcome everyone that's just hopping on. Welcome if you're watching live, and welcome if you're watching the recording. We're just excited to have you all on here tonight. So I'm going to go ahead. My name is Janice Strunk. We're going to go ahead and get started first with our announcements. And then we're going to hear from our top 3-point getters this week, which I think you're going to find really fun and exciting. And then we're going to hear from the amazing Suzie Moeller. She is going to be doing training with us tonight. And then we're going to go into our breakout room. So what a power-packed evening we have for you. So let's go ahead and get started. So ladies, there is a bingo challenge going on with Mary Kay. And so I want to make sure that you know about that. And you can go on Mary Kay In Touch for details for the bingo. And that's like the social media posting. All right, ladies, if you have background noise, please mute out. Pretty please. And next thing, make sure that you get your After Sun gel before it sells out. Ladies, we know that sells out every spring, and it doesn't take the whole, take the whole spring, okay? So we don't even get close to summer and that stuff is usually sold out. So I want to remind you of that because your director or your girlfriend cannot be your supplier. So you can be the supplier though. We have that, that opportunity. So go ahead and get that before it sells out. Also, registration for Career Conference. So this is the time to get registered for the Mary Kay Career Conference. Check with your sales director. I know that we have got a group going to the Kansas City Spring Conference that Jill Davis is doing a spring conference. So by the way, if you're registered for a spring conference or a career conference, give us a big wave right now. Spring conference, career conference, yay. Ladies, this is the week. Get registered, yay. There's Toni Kelly. And so, by the way, we also have people going, in St. Louis. I know Susie's group is going in St. Louis. Allison's group's going to Orlando. Toni is going to Allen, Texas. A bunch of us are going to Kansas City. And so you have girlfriends going, no matter if you want to go to any of those locations. So make a plan and make that happen this week. You have to register before the end of February, okay? All right, next, red. If you're not in your red jacket right now, this is the time to get in your red jacket. You want to do that before Saturday night because that's the end of February. And this is when your unit, when your team has 3 red jackets, you in your red jacket and your sales director are going to get gifts and be able to walk across the stage. So don't miss out on that. Super powerful. Next, Star Quarter 3 wraps up March 15th. Do you know where you are for being a star consultant? What I'd like you to do is I would like you to wave like crazy. I don't have my pom-pom right here, but I want you to wave if you're already a star.
Oops, nope.
Yay! Great job, star consultants. All right. I just have to give a shout out because I'm seeing more and more and more women turning in their points. And so I just wanted to recognize everyone that turned in their points this week. So let me just run through the list and then we're going to talk to our top 3.
Okay.
Betsy Dudley, Dolores Vollenweider, Laurie Parks, Teresa Shepard, Elizabeth Bevel, Deborah Condon, Des Prockish, Lisa Brooks, Toni Kelly, and Kathy Pressler. Yay! Great job, ladies. So proud of you all. And you know what? 6 of the ladies that turned in their points did parties this week. Like, that's a good number. That's a 60%. I'm just so proud of each and every one of you. So give yourself a round of applause and a pat on the back. And next, okay, so we're going to hear from our top 3 now. Number 3, with 1,887 points from a party, from facials, from $824 in sales this week with really pretty lipstick on from the Jana Strunk unit, Betsy Dudley. Woo! Okay, Betsy, I would love for you to unmute, please. And I'm gonna pin you up here with me. Okay. All right, Betsy. I am so excited. I'm just so proud of you for working your business. I want to ask you, how do women feel at your parties? Like, what is their experience?
Um, I would definitely say that I try to make it fun and I laugh at myself a lot.
Very good.
I let them know if there's something that I absolutely love or yeah, just
I,
have fun, be silly.
I love that. You don't have to be perfect to do a party, right?
No.
How do you get them excited to get together with you? How are you booking appointments or how are you getting them excited to do parties or facials?
So the group that I facialed this past week, or that Dolores and I actually did, um, they are my mom's swim group and high school friends. So I have begged my mom to go back active because some of these ladies will only buy from her. They love to hear what she's using, because they're her age group. But as long as she's at the party and she's the one, like, I always make a big deal about her being the queen of the party, and she'll wear, a sparkling pink cowboy hat, or I'll put a sign up that says Mary Kay Queen Hostess, that kind of thing. So I kind of do a little extra for her. She gets to have a little bit of a bonus there.
I love that. So what I hear you saying is that you really love on your hostess and you get your hostess excited about having girlfriends over. And I
Hmm.
also hear you saying that you're working with influential women. That's who you're asking to host a party. Is that right?
Yes, and results don't lie. I mean, my mom's 70 this May, so she's been wearing it for a long, long time, and she always tells people, "Well, what are you using?" Like, she's very matter of fact with even her friends, and I have. I personally have facialed one of her high school friends over and over and over, and she wouldn't buy, wouldn't buy, wouldn't buy, and she finally bought. Like, I would at least say I've facialed her 4 or 5 times. So I guess the whole true additive, like, the more times, repetition, eventually they'll finally just, it'll soak in.
I love that. I love that you're not giving up. I love your perseverance. And Betsy, I love your tenacity and your willingness to learn in this process. So kudos to you. Congratulations for being in our top three this week. You're
Yeah.
going places, sister.
Thank
So
you.
excited. Okay, next, our number two this week with 2007 points with two parties. I think she actually had three parties, and a new team member and great sales from the Jana Strunk unit,
Oh, wow.
Toni Kelly. Yay, Toni! All right, Toni, would you hop on here with us, please? And I would like to know what feedback are you hearing from the women that are attending your parties? What is that? What does that look like?
Well, the last one they said it was so much fun. Well, Jana was here with me, and it was so much fun. Yes, and Betsy's right. I had in the room a lady that has been in there several times, and she will never do a follow up. And this time she decided to do a follow up, and now she's still, a little bit rigid about not inviting people, but I started mapping people out for her, and I think with a little bit of coaching, she'll be inviting some people to that follow-up appointment.
That's wonderful. I love that. And Toni, I also love how you connect with people and how you just make them feel special. Like you have that, create that relationship. And so there's something to be said for that as well. So, um, So how would you say that there's any particular way that you get them to get excited to get together with you? Like, how do you create that excitement about, girl, you got to come get with me? Or do you just say, you should do a party? What does it look like?
No, of course, it's with a big smile on my face. And well, there were some people, there was a mom from I see her at the gym. And on the way out, I was telling her, hey, my director is going to be in town and we're going to have multi-masking and I think you should come. And she said, oh, that sounds like fun. And I said, yes, here's the information. I asked for her phone number, of course. I sent her the info and then I was just checking back with her. And that's what I do with people. You know, I go to networking events and I also meet people there and I tell them, hey, I'm going to be having a party. You should come. We're going to be doing this and that. And they're like, okay, send me this stuff. And of course, I'm not going to say everybody comes. You know, I invite a lot of people and only a few come. But we had, how many people did we have? 14. We had 14 chairs and they were all full.
Yep,
Wow.
14 people there. Absolutely. It was so good. So, Tony, what I hear you saying is that you make it sound fun and you make it sound very lighthearted and you don't throw a lot of information at them. You say, oh my gosh, I'm having a party. You should come.
Yes.
Everybody
Yes.
wants to go to a party. And then I
Yes.
also heard that you say that you are following up with people, and that is powerful and reminding them. So, Tony, so proud of you. Congratulations. Great job.
Thank
So we're
you.
excited for your fabulous week and your new team member and everything you've got going on. So thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. And our number one this week with 2,358 points from a party, from bookings, and from almost $900 in sales this week.
Ooh.
From the Jana Strunk unit, Laurie Parks. Woohoo!
Thank you.
Laurie, I'm so excited to have you. So, Laurie, I know that you've done some appointments just recently too. How do when they get there, how do they feel? Like, how do they feel after you're done? What are you hearing from your people about Mary Kay parties?
Well, I had a party. I had a party on Saturday with three younger women that were in their 30s, and one of them had some really bad skin issues. And so I'm trying to help her because she's never found any product that would work. It always burned her face so bad that she would take it off. So we did the miracle set, and she was really pleased with it and she bought it. And I also told her about the Barrier Restore, and I actually gave her the bottle that I had been using to take home with her and use. But I'm really want to help her. And we just had a lot of fun. And I just got a message from the girl that actually had the party today, and she said that they absolutely love the products. And I sold 2 skincare sets at that party. And they had a lot of fun. So that made me feel really good. And then I had a couple other ladies this week that were my age, and that party lasted 3 hours because we had a good time. Yeah,
I love
just
that.
visiting, and it was fun. So yeah, they were happy when they left too.
I love that. And you know what? I also love that you talked about you're doing this and serving them well. You're teaching them
Yeah.
about their skin. And so, Lori, that is absolutely amazing. So, how do you feel like you work best in getting people excited about getting together with you?
These people came over and to get some things from me, and I just asked them, I said, how would you like to have a Mary Kay party and try some of these fabulous products? And I, told the girl, I said, we got a new mask, and I did book follow-ups with those girls to come back and try some more products, the peels, and so they're excited about that. Yeah. I,
Fantastic.
I mean, I just ask them.
That's good.
It
I love
sounds
that.
exciting when I ask them. Yeah.
You ask and you have positive expectations. Well, Lori, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for your consistency and for just setting the example and setting the pace for you and your team, and really lighten it up for our unit as everyone is. So I'm just so proud of you. So anyway, thank you, Lori. Okay, let's give Lori another round of applause. Ladies, I am really
Guys.
excited to turn it over now to the amazing, and I'm going to spotlight you, Suzie, the amazing Suzie Moeller. She's going to be sharing with us some great things about team building. All right, Suzie, I'm going to have you unmute, and then I'm going to let you take it away.
There we go. Thank you. I have to say, wow to the Janice Strunk unit. Holy cow. They like, what is that called? Like, it was a shutout. We love a little healthy competition, but we're also cheering for you. But oh my gosh, this unit is amazing. You guys, I can just see this is going to be your first circle of excellence here. I just want to speak that because what a great way to lead our company by doing, sharing the product, sharing the opportunity, and with integrity. I am just really inspired, and I'm so grateful because I left a mindset moment tip today that we grow when we put ourselves around people who are doing what we want to do. And so we want to be around you all. So thank you for leading with example. Thank you. Okay, I have the privilege to talk about recruiting, and this is going to be interactive. So you might have to put some comments in, and I'm going to talk really fast because I have a whole page. So if you're a note taker, you might want to take notes. If I'm going too fast, flag me because I've had a problem of talking too fast since I've been 5. My mom was always like, start over and slow down. Okay, but there's a lot to share. There's a lot to share. So first of all, I'm just going to tell you that God's honest truth. When I signed my agreement, I wanted to be a national sales director, but at the very least, I wanted to be a sales director so I could be home with my kids, and I didn't want to recruit anyone. And I told that to my leader. I don't want to recruit people. I want to be a director. I don't want to recruit anyone. Well, good luck, Suzie, because that doesn't happen. It was my mindset. So the first thing I want to talk about with recruiting is your mindset. I want to talk about why we should recruit and what scares us from recruiting. And this is where I want a little bit of interaction. So, why to recruit? And I'm just going to fly through this really quick. Of course, money. We get paid a whole nother avenue of income when we team build. And it doesn't come from the people, it comes from the company. And think about it. Mary Kay was so smart. She said, you can't move up in this business unless you help other women get what they want. And so if you want another avenue of income, Laurie's sales are killer. I mean, she's making a couple $1,000s a month just on sales. And then when she has a whole nother avenue of income with her team, that's career money. The second reason, of course, is leadership. If you like leadership, leadership is influence. I was on a training, he said, leadership is helping people get what they want. If you like teaching, if you love that, that's a reason to team build. The third reason, Mary Kay asked us to. If you love this company, we can't be just us. We have to have more people. The fourth reason, prizes. Okay, it's okay. You don't have to be super philanthropic. I can't say that word. You can be selfish. There's great prizes. A red jacket is the next reason. You never have to worry about what to wear to a Mary Kay event. A really super deep reason is this business changes lives. If it hasn't changed yours, go on In Touch and read about all the women whose lives it has changed. It just hasn't happened for you yet, but it can. And so the bottom line is most of us know that we would like to recruit, but there's something holding us back. And so I have a list of like 5 or 6 reasons why I didn't want to recruit, or sometimes that hold me back. But I would love to hear in the chat, what holds you back from recruiting? What are you like? I could give an example. She'll think I'm pushy if I ask. Or what if she signs up and she's not successful? What if she doesn't make any money? What are some other things that hold you back? I need to open up my chat here. Anybody? Does anybody not have any? I had so many. Fear, Lisa, absolutely. There's fear she'll say no. Fear she'll say yes. Fear she'll think you're pushy. Fear she'll avoid you in the future. Betsy, I was called a bully. Right. Fear of what they think. Fear of how we come across. Fear of MLM. Oh, it's that Mary Kay thing. God, I hate when people say that. Anybody else? Jana, money, oh, those are the reasons she asked us to. Okay. One of my fears was that I was going to have to talk to her about inventory, or she was going to have to hear that from my director. Is that for anyone? Another one of my fears is it would be awkward with our friendship. That, if I recruited my friend, then it might be awkward if they didn't like it, or if they did like it. Allison, yep. People, I've heard that. People, I don't know what to do if I recruit someone. Then I don't want the responsibility, and I don't know what to do. Jana, I didn't want to sign up anyone so I could get a promotion. Yeah. So here's the thing. There's so many things. Fear of not knowing what to do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, Lisa, you haven't done a ton and you don't want to sound awkward. Okay. So I want to address a couple of those really quick and then move on, because here's the thing, you guys. And I think that Laurie doesn't feel good enough talking about the opportunity. Okay. I believe that Jana and Allison would agree with me. This is a Mary Kay quote, and I have lived it. I have done everything the wrong way and still gotten a recruit. I mean, I have messed it up, just done everything backwards and still added team members, because it is about your attitude and your passion, I really believe. And I don't mean passion, talk 100 miles an hour if that's not your personality. I mean passion, your belief in this company. And so tonight, before you go to bed, I'm going to give a couple challenges, but one is going to be do a little self-examination. Is there anything that's holding me back from team building that I'm aware of? We call those limiting beliefs. And we all have them. I have them after 25 years. I still have them. It's once you're aware of them, you can deal with them. Write them down and tell your director, and we can help you walk through them, because we've probably been there. I have had women, friends, sign up, be successful, not be in Mary Kay anymore, and we're still friends. I've had people sign up, hate it, not be in Mary Kay anymore, and we're still friends. There is something to be said for experience, because a lot of my fears I've lived through to tell it. And so what I can tell you for sure is that there's so much more possible than we can imagine with our own mind. I knew, so I'm going to get to the training part, but I'm going to tell a story really quick. I knew I wanted to be a director, so I had to do my shares. I focus on 3 + 3 + 3 every week. And if you hear a name while I'm talking tonight, write it down, because God put that name in your heart. If you wake up tomorrow with a name, write it down. So the name Carrie came to me. Carrie, I went to college with. I didn't even know what she was doing. I didn't even know how to get a hold of her. I know we didn't text. I don't even think we had Facebook back then, but I called her and I asked if I could share with her, because we went to college together. We both had 3 kids at that time, and I knew she probably wanted to be home. So I shared the opportunity with her. She said, thank you, no thank you. Here's the power of a power partner. So this story goes 2 ways. I was in DIQ at that time. My best friend was my first recruit. We made a pact with each other. I'm calling Carrie at 2 o'clock. You call Angie at 2 o'clock, because we both knew we would chicken out. I called Carrie. She said, thank you, no thank you. Steph called Angie. Angie said, let me think about it. She was selling Gucci at the time. I mean, talk about recruiting someone scary. Angie got on a plane, had a minor car accident, came back, signed up, became a sales director. Angie recruited Amanda. Amanda became a sales director. Amanda's story is that she was the first one in her whole family to ever have a new car. It was a car she earned from Mary Kay. Her family was on welfare. She was raised by her grandma. She did not have the ideal situation. Had not I shared with Carrie and Steph shared with Angie, we wouldn't have known any of that. None of that would happen. Back to my story. 6 months later, Carrie calls me. I think I want to do Mary Kay. What? Well, I just had a facial by someone, but I told him you'd already shared with me, and I knew the golden rule. Carrie signs up. We recruit Debbie. Debbie becomes one of my offspring directors. Long story short, Debbie's husband needs a kidney. My husband donated a kidney to her husband. They'd only met one time for 5 minutes. When they did the testing, The doctor called and said, "Are you guys related? Because you have the same genetic markers." Okay, why am I saying this? I have to remind myself of this every week. God's plan is bigger than mine. This is bigger than Mary Kay. I wanted to be home with my kids. I wanted an executive income, and I still do, but I can't sell enough product. God wants me to touch lives, and sometimes we need a reason to get out of our comfort zone to touch those lives. So, as you're making your list, fear is going to come in. Fear is going to come in. I'm moving into my facts. So let me start with this, and then I'll talk about fear. Fact number 1, the numbers do not lie. When we're recruiting, 1 in 4 will recruit. For some people, it's 1 in 5. For some, it's 1 in 3. But here's the thing. You have to share it with enough people. Well, you don't have to. I hate when people tell me what I have to do. It's if you want to add team members, you probably need to share with at least 5 people for each team member you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how great you are. It's always going to be a numbers game. Fact number 2, you can share at any point in the circle. So we call it full circle. Book, coach, sell, recruit. And the best way, the ideal way, is book, coach, sell, then share with them and recruit them. But sometimes you can't get them to an appointment, but you can still share. Carly was my national sales director, and she said she was with Mary Kay Ash at a restaurant, and Mary Kay Ash said to Carly, "That waitress is too good to be doing what she's doing. You need to go talk to her about this opportunity." Carly was like, "I don't even know her." I have 3 friends who became directors. 2 became top directors, not at a party, but because the opportunity was shared with them. So that's not the ideal way, but it can happen. But here's the great part. If you share with them and then they're not interested in this, then you book them. Then you send them samples. The circle doesn't stop at the share. It's the perfect lead in to then build a good customer because they're open. And that's happened a lot. Okay, the third fact I already alluded to, you can't see in someone's heart. So that's why we share with everyone that we love. We don't prejudge. And it's hard and it's scary, but just remember that if they're in your mind, there's a reason God put them there. Okay, how do we team build? You guys, there's a zillion ways. I'm going to give you a quick overview, but I can guarantee you that Jana, Allison, and I all do it different. There's not a perfect way. There's some like there's some baseline things like in basketball, there's the basic skills. You got to have a bounce pass, you got to have a jump shot. So there's some basic things I'm going to tell you, but your director and watching her do it is the best way, and then practicing. So the first thing, you can share at a party, and I do. I always share my iStory, and I always share some information at my party. But just sharing that and saying you should do Mary Kay, that's not really an actual share appointment. And it's not for legalistic reasons. I don't care. That's not what it's about. But if you want to have the numbers 1 in 5 or 1 in 4, then that's like scattering seeds, but that doesn't really count towards your numbers, if that makes sense. At that party, that's when you ask for the interview. So there's 3 things that are vital for the interview. The first is the opening. That's where you connect with her. That's where you build trust. That's where you ask her questions about her, because you want to know, how could this business benefit her? If she doesn't have small children, I'm not going to talk about how you can work this business around your children. So you want to find out about her and be genuine and just ask curious questions. I mean, there's a list of questions you can ask, or you can let your curiosity take over. The second part is the body. That's where you share the facts of the opportunity. And I have this flyer. Again, everybody does it different ways, but this is the flyer that the company has. It's called It Just Fits. This is how I share it right now, because the company did a lot of research and they said this is what people want to know. Again, there's no right or wrong way. Talk to your director, but you share the facts. You don't overshare. You don't overcomplicate. You give the facts that pertain to her. I make it light and simple. And then the most important part is the close. So you're back to asking her questions. So the open and the close are so much more important than the body. She can read the facts anywhere, But the close is where you ask her questions. What surprised you? What didn't you know? Okay, hypothetically, if this was something for you, how could it benefit you? Extra money. What would you do? Like, how much extra money would make a difference? Oh, anything, like $100. Okay, what would you do with $100? I take my husband out to eat. Oh yeah, does he like to go out to eat? So what would that feel like? Like I then ask her questions to make it real. I want her to have the vision in front of her, just like we want you guys to have the vision, and I need the vision. And then I'll say, what would hold you back? Okay, if you were wanting to do this, be honest with me. What are some things that would hold you back? When she tells me those are her objections, those are her fears. I do not try to say, oh, okay, you should do this, this, and this. I listen, and then I just say, here's some thoughts. I don't want her to feel like it's a screwdriver and I'm trying to push it into her. Do you know what I mean? So if Laurie told me, Suzie, I don't even know who I would sell to. All my friends already have good skincare routine. I'd say, I understand that. I totally get that, Laurie. Here's an idea of what a couple of things that work for me, they could work for you. So I have asked people if they would just give me their opinion of our product. And I tell them, I'd love to know how it compares to you. So do you see how I'm not trying to say, oh, Laurie, yes, you have people. Think of everybody you work with. Like that kind of puts her on her heels. But when you talk about it gently, it's like you guys are on the same side with her. And we could do a whole training on overcoming objections. But then at the end, you have to ask. So Laurie, tell me what you're thinking. Is this something you would see yourself doing? Is this something you want to do? Where would you say your interest level is on a 0 through 10? Like you have to ask. You have to get the ask, if that makes sense. And if she's a not yet, if she's a not now, then you ask for a 24-hour follow-up. And that was drilled into my head when I was new and I hated it. I'm like, if she said she's a 0, why do I need to follow up with her? But sometimes people change their mind. So then I'll ask, Laurie, do I have permission to call you tomorrow? Because women have a prerogative to change their mind. And so if I ask her, do I have your permission? Then I'll do it. If I ask her, can I call you in the morning? And then if I'm silly, I'm like, Laurie, please don't ghost me because then I'm going to feel so stupid. Like if I put my fear out there, then she doesn't usually ghost me, if that makes sense. A couple last tips. Number 1, it's not saying the perfect words. It's being authentic and finding out what she needs in her life. Number 2, if you're afraid of being pushy, say it. Tell them. Then you're not. I was always afraid of being pushy. I was always afraid of it being awkward. So like I have a facial tomorrow, and when she comes over, I've shared with her a little bit before. She just hosted a party for me. She's been a customer. I've asked her for a share before and she said no. And so when she comes over tomorrow, I'm going to say, Lindsay, we are doing a drawing in my unit and I have a challenge to share with 5 women that I would love on my team. So that's the first thing I say. I tell her why I'm excited. There's a challenge and I would love to work with her. And then I take it back. But I know you said you're not interested and that's fine. I'm still going to love you either way. Would you be willing to just give me your feedback as we're sitting here doing makeup? Just give me your feedback. You know I'm still going to love you if you're a yes or a no. So I put it out there. I don't want to be pushy. Lindsay, our friendship is so much more important. Like I say that and then I'll say, I can handle a no. If you tell me no, I just want to share with you. So sometimes you have to overcome the objection to get the booking. I had a great conversation with 2 people this week about when you're afraid of being pushy, say that. So if you were going to ask your friend, Jill, I'm in a challenge to share with 5 women this week why I love my business. And by the way, that is going to be your challenge. I'm in a challenge this week to share with 5 women why I love my business. And I thought of you because. And I give them a genuine compliment. I thought of you because you are so successful working at AT&T. I thought of you because you're a single mom who holds it all together. I thought of you because your skin is always gorgeous. And I'd love to get some tips from you. I thought of you because you get to be home with your kids. And I'd love to have your opinion. Like, Be honest why you thought of her. So when you're asking, I'm in a challenge, I thought of you because, and then I take it back. It's totally fine if you don't want to become a consultant. You're still helping me if you'll just do this call with me. So it's so, so easy. The fourth thing then is setting up the time. Is just, can we talk tomorrow? And then you do the share, then you do it. My fourth tip then, that was just what I say. You can say whatever you want. I know Laurie says, I'm moving into leadership. Would you be a face for me? You can do the same thing. I'm moving into leadership. Would you be willing to do this chat with me? I thought of you because I love being around you. I'd love to have coffee with you and just chat. Like, who wouldn't be flattered? And then my fourth tip is passion, not pushing. And my fifth tip is layer. So after you do the share, if she says no, you follow up with her and she says no, that is not the end of the story. That is just a seed planted. And the biggest mistake that I see consultants make in my team is after they do the share, it's like hot potato. They're done. And no, you just build a relationship with them. Now you go towards the product, invite them to a Zoom, ask them to be like, stay in touch with them. You don't keep asking them every time you talk to them, do you want to do Mary Kay? Are you ready yet? No, you kind of like to set it on the back burner, but you let them see you being successful, taking care of them, not being pushy. And I can promise you, if God wants that seed to grow, it will grow. So to wrap it up, the bottom line, there's no perfect words to say. It's about them. It's doing the numbers. It's not prejudging. And for me, where I've lacked this year, so I'm just total transparency, I have not done it enough consistently. I have done flashes and then not consistently. And every time I focus on 3 plus 3 plus 3, 3 selling appointments, 3 sharing appointments, and 300 in sales, stuff happens. It might not be those 3, but other stuff. So I have a challenge for all of us, and it's for me too. I wrote it down yesterday, not for this training. Suzie, who can you share with 5 people before the end of February? And God put some names in my heart, and I was like, oh no, I'm kind of chicken of her. So you might get some chicken names. If God puts that name in your heart, there's a reason. So ask them if they will listen. Talk to your director if it's the 3 of you or if it's just her. But how many lives will be touched when we all share with 5 people? So any questions? That's what I have, and it's actually over our time. Lisa, did you have one?
When do you know, like, because I've shared you with them. Do you know, okay, maybe I mean, do you always offer, like if you have, I'll give you a free charcoal mask.
Okay, I didn't hear your thing, but I think I know what you're saying. So here's what I personally do. If I'm doing a share with them, I offer them a gift to sign up on the spot. Sometimes I'll do 24 hours,
Okay.
but after that, done. I'm not bribing them or begging them.
Right,
I'm not
right,
cheaping the
right,
opportunity.
right,
The gift isn't to be a consultant. The gift is to make a decision. So did that answer it? And that's optional.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody? Or are we ready to split and have our talking?
Suzie, I just thought everything was fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing everything. I love it. Love the genuine authenticity and genuine compliments and everything that you shared. It was so good. I'm glad this is recorded.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to our rooms.
We're doing it.
All right.